My name's Richard.
My name's Callan.
And this is We're Not Wizards. It is a quick start on the Kickstart. I'm here with Callan Sargeant, who is currently running his Runicah campaign. And the quick start on the Kickstart is when we get somebody who's in the middle of a campaign and we have a chat about the campaign and how things are going. You might recognise him. You might recognise the name, you'll recognise the game, and hopefully you'll recognise the fame, because Callan is back to have a chat.
I'm indeed.
So how are you doing? How's tricks, sir?
Yeah. Oh, I'm all good. I'm good. I'm feeling positive.
Good.
How about yourself?
I'm a 9. I'm verging on.
I feel like that's better than last time. I can't remember.
I'm verging on a 9.5. I was an 8.5 before.
There's improvement. I like it.
And I was on. Well, it's a couple of nice things have happened today. It's my it's my son's first day at school,
awesome.
Which is always kind of good. No, it's been quite an interesting day, quite emotional and kind of one of those landmarks when your youngest takes the steps into primary school. So
yeah, it's awesome.
It's kind of weird because you see them
really weird.
You kind of see them looking really smart.
Did you do the mandatory first day uniform picture?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I couldn't get away from that. And then I also kind of obviously made him wear his as well. So that was kind of good. So no, all things considered. So let's have a quick update on the campaign as I go to my phone and then realise that the creator is actually talking to me just now, so he could probably nip on and tell me exactly what it is, but let's drum roll this. Oh, like that. That's just class. See, that's why you're better at this than me. Okay, so we got 15 days to go.
Yes.
We have got 150 odd backers.
157, yeah.
157.
Not that I'm counting.
No, you're counting.
Not that my refresh button does no longer has an F5 on it because it's been worn out.
And you're just you're almost at 4,200.
Yes.
Yeah.
46%.
Okay. Were you surprised when the campaign first launched, were you surprised kind of the number of pledges that kind of came in straight away? Was that kind of cool? Or?
I was really, really chuffed actually, really humbled, because we very quickly rose to the sort of finishing point for the first time round. So that was encouraging. And it was really nice to see it because there was pledges coming in from all over within the first sort of hour or so, which was really nice. So that was would you think that was down to the kind of like the market and stuff from the last time, from the keeping in contact with the previous backers? It's hard to say. You look through sort of where it comes from. If you look at the back end of Kickstarter, trying to find out where everyone's from. And there was a lot that came through from sort of Facebook links to start with, which I think is probably the thunderclap that went out. Yeah. Which is, we tried it. Again, it's really hard to know whether or not that's where it's all come from, but I think it's a sort of amalgamation of various efforts, to sort of make sure that people knew it was coming back and, knew when that was going to happen. Okay. I mean, is it difficult to kind of, when you're working on this day in, day out, to kind of maintain a kind of regular momentum? Do you currently have a routine that you kind of go through? Apart from obviously get up and press F5 15 times before you have some breakfast, but have you got yourself into kind of like a routine of what you go through on a day-to-day basis? Well, we've, basically it has been just F5ing. And then, for the first few days I was updating sort of 12 hours and then each day, just to let people know where we are. Now we're at a point where I'm updating mainly weekly, unless there's something specific to say. Yeah, okay. Just, I didn't want to get on people's nerves constantly, barraging with sort of updates and Facebook posts. But it is largely making sure that when somebody does say something to us, says hello on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or is commenting, that we're just sort of engaging and making sure we're saying hello and making sure people realise just how appreciated they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest part of it. We've just started a little giveaway.
All right, okay.
And I was unsure whether or not to use like Gleam and do the giveaway thing. So I know some people, it puts some people off. But at UKG, I met a lovely gent that does cosplay sort of bits and pieces for people.
Mm-hmm.
And we were chatting, and he mentioned then that he could possibly make an actual axe from the back of our loot card. So the loot axe will be a 3D real thing. And we're running a little giveaway on Gleam. And it's basically just to help get the word out there and also provide something really cool as a thank you. So there's sort of ways you can get entries for sort of retweeting and visiting the Kickstarter and sharing it, referring people, all that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And then, at the end of it, when we finish the campaign, we will draw the winner. And they will get, this really cool axe to go along with their copy of Runicah if they've pledged, or just a really cool axe if they haven't.
That sounds pretty cool. So how do they get involved then? Because you mentioned Gleam. Do they need to go to any place special? Do they need to go to the campaign, or?
On the Twitter and on the Facebook and on the Instagram, we've put all the details for it over the last few days. We're also running a little daily draw where people can get either a signed art print or their copy of Runicah if they've pledged, signed as well as like just a little daily thing.
All right, okay.
You know, maybe 10 years down the line, we'll be this huge publishing company with a rack of amazing Kickstarters under our belt, and that signed copy of Runicah will be pretty cool. It'll be the start of it.
I mean, how's the, have you had any feedback regarding the kind of the campaign at all, the presentation, and has anybody come back to you regarding that at all?
Generally, the feedback's pretty good. I know, like, I've produced online content before, and there's plenty of people online who will let you know, as a sort of service if something's not right.
Mm-hmm.
And they will quite comfortably tear you a new one online if it's not right. And that has not existed at all. We've not had that in the slightest, and all the feedback has been really positive. I've had definitely sort of constructive criticisms, but they've actually only been when I've asked for it.
Yeah.
So I've gone to certain people and I've sort of messaged them and said, look, do you mind having a look? Tell me what you think. Be harsh, let me know. And there've been pointers, and some things have changed on the page because of that. But generally the feedback has been really positive.
Okay. What's the kind of the plan kind of going forward then? I mean, this is the next you got the next 15 days coming up. What's your kind of plan for those next 15 days? Have you planned it out? Do you know exactly what you're doing? Just going to continue as is?
Yeah, well, the giveaway is a really recent start, so that was sort of a halfway point. Just to sort of remind people, so, we're still here and we still want you to be shouting about it because we need as many people to hear about this as possible. One of the big things that hopefully will be happening over the next few days and weeks is trying to get more people playing on the Tabletopia version.
All right.
Because, we've had some really nice feedback from those people that have played, and they've really enjoyed it, and they've sort of spread the word off of the back of that. And I think, the easiest way to tell whether you're going to enjoy a game is to play it.
Cool.
And so the hope is that we can get quite a few more people now playing on the Tabletopia, and then getting sort of a first-hand experience. Robin and I are around quite a lot to play, but obviously all the rules are on there, so it's available to play without us as well.
Okay. So will they be able to find that on the kind of the website, or where can they find it?
Yeah, it's linked to on the Facebook and the Twitter and the Instagram. It's all on there as well. But if you go on, I think we're currently on the sort of new games page on Tabletopia, so you should be able to find us without searching. But if you just type in Runicah, it'll come up.
Pretty cool. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's been good fun to play with people, actually.
Do you? going forward, I mean, have you recorded the kind of gameplay and put that on the campaign?
I recorded a game between myself and Robin as a sort of demonstration. So that's on the campaign page. It's also one of the updates, and it's on the YouTube. And that was to give people an idea. It was just so that we had something rather than just a still graphic. We had something on the campaign page for people to actually see how it runs, what the gameplay was like, sort of turn order roughly, how it goes, so they can get a feel and a sense for it.
Okay.
So that's on there, and as I say, we've had some good feedback on that. There's a little bit of rune rage going on, but that is kind of part of the fun of it. There's plenty of exploitation and screwing each other over, which is good.
Are you keeping score about who's winning at the moment then?
Well, at the moment, of sort of late, Robin has been winning all the time.
Really?
Yeah. And he doesn't mind reminding me if I forget as well, which is kind of him.
Is he kind of in and out the comments, kind of making you aware of how many times you're actually losing then?
Well, he's messaging me, and if I ever message to let people know that the Tabletopia is up there and they can play, or I post on anything, he's always the first one to comment, just to let everyone know that he's beating me. So yeah, no, he likes to remind me.
So you're saying that if people want to come up and play, they should maybe make sure that they're playing Robin, so they have a bit of a challenging game, or beginners should maybe play yourself? Yeah,
but you can count me as easy mode.
Kind of like the designer of his own game is the easy mode. That's kind of...
This is it. I think it's just because Robin is meaner than I am.
Yeah.
And more happy to exploit.
He's happy to kick it. I mean, you do get people that, regardless of who they're playing, they kind of take absolutely no prisoners whatsoever. Yeah,
it is definitely a game in which you can really sort of be mean. You can really screw each other over. It is a very competitive game. Like, the player interaction is so heavy that it's really quite hard not to get competitive with it. And you almost certainly will finish a game, especially if you lost, wanting to play the next one pretty quickly to take revenge.
Are you, looking at obviously we've talked about stretch goals in the previous kind of episode. Are you thinking about more expansions then for Runicah, or are you just going to leave it as is?
I think adding too much more in would kind of just be for the sake of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of get frustrated when I see that, when an expansion really doesn't make a big difference. It's just more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like it's just a bit of a money grabber sometimes. And I'd be reluctant to do that. There are a couple of things that we will be including in the game that we have, that we mentioned last time and then took out.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there are a few backers on the first campaign that sort of missed certain aspects. Like, currently, the rule set is that you collect any of the sets of runes. And you can switch and change during the gameplay depending on what runes you get in hand as to which collection you're going for. And it's to make the game a little bit quicker, a little bit more dangerous on the trade and things like that. But originally, there was goal cards, so you had to go for a certain set.
Right, okay.
And it does change the dynamic of the game. It slows it down a little bit. It makes it a little bit more sort of thinky. And but there are people who are missing that, who would like that back. And actually, it makes absolute sense to include that as an alternative in there.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
So there's that possibility. But as far as an expansion goes, not in the pipeline yet. Not unless we have a really awesome idea that I think it makes it actually worthwhile, rather than just throwing more into it for the sake of it.
Okay. So, as we said, 15 days to go, almost 50% of funding, almost 160 backers. For people kind of sitting on the fence, why should they kind of jump in and look at back in Runicah?
Couple of reasons. One, the game is really fun. And that I'm really, passionate about that. It's a really fun game. And two, you're supporting, new, sort of startup, new developers who have got a lot of other great ideas as well. So there's other things in the pipeline, and this is sort of a gateway to that. But yeah, mainly because it's fun. Mainly because for your money, you'll be getting a good game that I expect you'll get plenty of hours of play out of, which I think is the most important thing.
Cool.
We have these, unit, amongst my gamer friends, called, a Cameron. And it's just after one of the guys that we play with. And it is the way we sort of measure the value of a game. And the thing, it came up on Mice and Mystics, because it was loads of Camerons. And it is basically, pounds per hour per person.
Oh, right, okay.
And the more, the sort of small, the idea is the more the less pounds for the most hours for the most people was the best sort of thing. And I feel like Runicah offers plenty of that. You know, for the money, you've got a lot of play, for a lot of people, and that's pretty awesome in my opinion.
So just as a gentle reminder, how much does it cost for them to get their hands on it?
Well, the base copy is £17. If you're in the UK, you're looking at £3 delivery, so it's £20. And then depending on how far out you are from the UK, that goes up a little bit. There is an alternate version as well, a sort of an upgrade version, that rather than you having cards to display the runes, you actually have runes in a bag. And we're debating whether they are resin or wood at the moment, depending on what we can get a good deal on and feels the best when you're actually playing with them. But that is an additional £10. So you're looking at sort of 27 or 30 with delivery if you're in the UK.
Cool. Okay.
So it's not sort of $100, for a game that you might get out every now and again, but it probably takes too long to play to actually get out on most game evenings.
Yeah.
You know, this is a nice game that you'll get plenty of chance to have a go at.
And what we'll do is we will make sure that we put the Kickstarter link out again in the show notes. So that will be
absolutely.
That will be going out again. Any final thoughts at the moment? Are you you sound contented with the way it kind of is going at the moment?
Well,
quietly confident as well.
It's a really difficult thing because I am sort of super grateful for all the support, and there has been a lot of support. Mm-hmm. You know, obviously if the funding on the first day would be awesome, but I am really, really grateful that so many people have sort of pledged, and people really want to see the game and really want to sort of get the game on their doorstep. So I'm really, really chuffed with that. The thing we need at the moment is for just as many people as possible to see the campaign. And so that means everybody sort of sharing it out and tweeting about it and Facebooking about it and shouting, out of their bedroom windows about it. You know, go play Runicah.
As I say, we will make sure that all of the information is in the show notes as per last time. Again, check out on, if you want to keep an eye on the campaign, you can also follow you guys on Twitter, which is the Playful Gnome.
Yep, the Playful Gnome on Twitter, the Playful Gnome on Facebook, the Playful Gnome on Instagram. You'll find us in Google and some very cheeky Playful Gnomes.
Have you bought any yet?
No, I was in Devon recently, and we went to this little shop where you sort of paint your own pottery, and then they kiln it, and you come back a few days later and collect it. And my kids were doing a dolphin money box and a surfboard.
Yeah.
And I was sort of running around the shop trying to find myself a gnome.
You couldn't get one.
And they didn't have one. And I was like, what sort of pottery place is this when we have no garden gnomes, but we do have a dolphin money box?
an actual disgrace
Oh,
of a pottery place.
Yeah, strongly worded emails.
Letter by parchment and quill
Absolutely.
are going to be sent by the coach any day now. And of course, the main one thing you've got to remember is that everybody is getting their Playful Gnome meeple. If
Well,
you hit
really
these stretch
on
goals that
track
you
to
dragged
hitting
me
those
into,
social goals.
yeah,
We need people on. We haven't mentioned Board Game Geek as well. We need lots of people on the Board Game Geek. That link will be in the show notes, I imagine, as well.
it will be. Yep, it'll be there. We'll be putting it all there so people can jump in, and show some support for a very, very interesting game. That's no worries. I think there's only a couple of things to do, and that is, as I say, to check out the show notes and make sure you check it out, have a look, see what you think, and if it's for you, jump in and back. Absolutely. And the second thing is, as we say in these quick starts to the Kickstart, it's a very quick jump in and a very quick jump out. So on that note, it is a goodbye from Callan.
Goodbye.
And it is a goodbye from me. Remember, stay safe, roll sixes, get some runes, check out some Runicah. But until next time, bye for now.
Au revoir.